I wanted to start off with talking about today. So, let's start off with what got me into League of Legends. So, the first thing that actually got me into League of Legends was I was playing World of Warcraft. For a little bit of backstory, I've been playing that since I was in high school. It's one of my most played games of all time. I There was like a kind of a lull in it. We're waiting on some content to drop. My buddy convinced me, hey man, let's go play some team fight tactics. It's like 3D chess. So that's something that I got really into. I was like, well, team fight tactics is pretty cool. You don't really have to like sit there sweating the whole time. You're being more strategic on what's going on, stuff like that. And that's what got me into trying it out. I was playing team fight tactics. My buddy was like, dude, come play some League. Let's play some actual League of Legends. It started off with like ARAM, where I was like, I don't know what I want to play. And eventually, when we actually went on the Rift, what it was I was playing support. I was playing Seraphine, mainly just Seraphine as a support. It took a while for me to actually grasp the game, and I started streaming right when I hit level 30, and I went straight into competitive, right into ranked. I didn't realize how much of a knowledge gap there was going on at that point. uh and it was found out very quickly how big of a knowledge gap there is between a new player and people who have been playing for a long time, because there's a lot of intricacies in the game that you actually wouldn't really expect as a new player looking in. Arcane definitely played a role. It helped keep me in the game. It got me a little interested in the lore, learning about the characters. I was like, oh, I want to go play Jinx. I want to learn buy in jungle, stuff like that. But what made me switch over to a Mumu was because I wanted to play a different role. I wanted to try out something new. My buddy said try playing jungle because you don't have to lane against someone. And let's be honest here. The League of Legends community is very toxic. Like I was warned from day one, hey, League is toxic. And I just didn't believe him. I was like, well, I've dealt with toxicity. I've played in those Xbox parties and Modern Warfare 2 days. You know what I mean? So I was like, I get it. Um, but what I really didn't expect was how addictive the game is itself. I want to play the game every single day. It's a lot of fun. I learn a lot playing it. Yeah, I may get tilted at someone telling me to um like gangplank Q myself, Zaki off a bridge, stuff like that. Just a all around toxicity. But honestly, like there's some pretty cool people that I met playing the game. I actually don't think it's as toxic as people really make it out to be. Of course there's bad actors. There's bad actors in everything though. Every single game. It just is what it is. But I really didn't think it was going to be that addictive. But when I got into ranked, all I could think was, "Dang, I want to rank up. I want to rank up." But I didn't have the skills for it, even playing a Mumu. The another reason I switched to jungle was because I was I wanted to learn the bigger picture of the game. And I thought, well, if I'm playing more PvE and I'm looking around the map, I can kind of grasp what's going on. But it was still a lot harder because learning jungle, you have to learn your routes, your paths, your timers for everything. And it just seemed like a lot at the time. But of course, over time, you learn everything. The things that I learned while jungling is that people always want to blame you. And like that's fine. Go ahead, blame your jungler. But just know that not every jungler will gank your lane. Not every jungler will be able to get the dragons. It's about the bigger picture. Well, did our top and mid have lane priority? Did any of them come and help with grubs? Stuff like that. So if the answer is no to that, and then they don't go and gank your lane when you don't help them, it's kind of a team game, you know what I mean? You got to help each other. Uh and that's what I've learned is that I need to go help my mid. I need to go help my bot lane get their lane priority So when it's time to go do dragon, they're free to come help me. So let's say I'm going for dragon, I'm gonna go run down bot. I'm gonna make sure dragon's warded, of course. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna go look to see if I can push them back into base. We can get a kill, and then just hurry up and go rush dragon after that, because then typically you can go and get it. The biggest thing that really helped me as a league player is when I decided to start playing normals, and instead of just grinding ranked, beating my head against the wall, not really learning too much other than like those simple things, was I was able to play top and mid, and I learned a lot more about what champions do, because I didn't just see them for like one gank, two ganks. I got to see them in lane, like most of the game. Got to see them in lane and how they were able to scale into team fights and stuff like that, based on how that went. So actually, when I went back to mid after, or when I went back to jungle after that, I actually had a huge LP gain because I started understanding the game a little bit more. And what I've realized after laning, playing, trying to play ADC mid, top, is that I actually prefer the roles I started with. Yeah, top is fun because you get to just be solo the whole time. Mid is really fun when you're ahead, you're pushing them out, and you're able to go roam and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But when it comes to just all around win, loss, doesn't matter, I prefer playing jungle and support. And that, it just is what it is. Like those, I like them because jungle, you're focused on PvE and PvP, where you're trying to go and gank to help out your laners, which is the PvP aspect. But you have PvE where you're just farming your camps, and that's okay. And I actually really like that playstyle. And I really like support because you can either play like an enchanter, like Milio, or Seraphine, which I play both of them, where you're just helping out your ADC, where you can possibly set them up to go in, but you're more so helping them in different ways, like with Milia with his barrier on Seraphine, with your slows, your knockback, stuff like that, to keep them more safe. But I really like Leona as well, depending on who I'm playing with, because you can go be that engage. You can go in on them with and just like maybe stun them, literally support and engage and make your ADC get the kills. So that's just a lot of fun for support. But jungle is definitely my favorite. I've had a great time in these last 6 months of playing League of Legends. They are it is my favorite game. It beats out all the years I've played World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Call of Duty. None of them compare. This is literally my favorite game. And it's because of the depth that it has. Like, yeah, those other games could have a little bit, but it's not going to be, oh, actually, I want to build this item because I'm going to against all this different CC over this item. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to think that much when you're just playing Call of Duty. You just set your class and you're like, oh, on this map, I want to use an AR. This map, I want to run around with the shotgun. You know what I mean? It's not really too much to think about. And this game really is. And it makes it a lot of fun. And I completely understand why people say it's an addictive game, because it really is. It really is. And it is a very enjoyable game, to say the least. But I just wanted to start off today with that little conversation, that little rant there, I guess you could say, on why I've been having fun and why I think other people should come and join, because it literally has a play style for you. You want to be someone who kind of just chillaxes, you can play an enchanter support. You want to be someone who just jumps in, you can be an engager, you can be a tank, you can be a bruiser. You know what I mean? It has those ADCs, you know, like it scratches whatever itch you have at that point. and that's why it is a game that has survived so long. Like, how many games have you thought were fun but just never lasted? This is not one of them because of that. And I don't think there's going to be another game that can actually really beat it. Yeah, there's Smite out there and stuff, but let's be honest, League of Legends is the most popular MOBA, and I don't think it's ever going to change.